There are a total of 8 unique Abyss Gears that augment attacks imbued with the elements in Crimson Desert. There are 2 for each of the 4 elements, those being lightning, ice, fire, and wind. This guide will cover how to obtain all 8 of those Abyss Gears in the order that they can be obtained throughout the game, and how to get the most out of them. As usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. We're first going to cover the Abyss Gears that can be obtained by just going to specific locations within the game world. These are the most straightforward to get. Let's start with Volcanic Eruption. There's more than one source for this Abyss Gear, but the most accessible is obtainable at any point in the open world. We can head northeast of Castle Hernand. Just south of the Hills of No Return are several waterfalls, and there are a couple different hidden caves lying behind those waterfalls. We're looking specifically for the cave known as Twilight Grotto. To get through the waterfall, we will need to perform a stab attack towards it. This is done by pressing the Y button and right bumper simultaneously on an Xbox controller. The chest in Twilight's Grotto contains a pair of Scorched Flame plate gloves, and these gloves are embedded with the Volcanic Eruption Abyss Gear. Next, let's get the first of the 2 Imbue Wind Abyss Gears, Ancient Reckoning. It can be obtained as part of the Assyrian Great Serpent questline, but we can also just head towards Arrowhead Rock, located southwest of Dewhaven. Specifically, we should start from this Abyss Nexus and move towards it to trigger the encounter with Primus the Ancient. We can then just go to the Arrowhead Rock to have Primus move over there, and that's where we will need to defeat him. It is a difficult fight, and having a bow with 100% infinite arrows gears in it combined with explosive arrows makes the fight much easier. In the end, defeating Primus will get us multiple rewards, amongst them the Ancient Reckoning Abyss Gear. Now let's cover the gears that require completing quest lines within the Payloon faction. This opens up to us after completing Chapter 7 of the main quest line, Homecoming. Before doing any Payloon faction quests, we can go to the back alley merchant in Payloon to get the Orbs of Lightning Abyss Gear for around 40 silver. We should also have access to the Payloon Militia questline, and after completing all quests in the Crossroads of Succession and fast traveling, the Nest of White Feathers quest should become available. At that point, we can go to the Harpy Nest, which is located along the mountain ridge found to the west of the word Payloon on the world map. Similar to Primus, the Queen Harpy Kuranda is much easier to defeat with a strong ranged attack build. Our reward for defeating her will include the Pillar of Wind Abyss Gear, which is easily one of my favorite gears in the game. If the Skoghorn Tribe questline is still not available after completing Nest of White Feathers, we may need to also complete the Bloodied Path quest for the Payloon Militia faction. Once the Soul Shepherd quest is available for the Skoghorn Tribe, we can go speak with some NPCs at the Skoghorn Farm to start it, and we'll then need to go up west into the mountains. After beating up a few misguided thugs, we'll then need to defeat the White Horn boss, and this boss is weak to fire damage, so if you've got it, be sure to use it. Defeating Whitehorn will get us the Frost Hail Abyss Gear along with some other goodies. Also, if we go a bit further west into the small alcove, we can find the unique Chill Fallen Sword. Next, let's talk about the 2 Abyss Gears that are obtained while completing faction quests in the Hernand region. and these can be accessed fairly early on into the game. The Shattering Frost Abyss Gear is obtained from the House Celeste quest, Frozen Elder Tree, and the Storm Fang Abyss Gear is obtained from the final Hernandian Parish questline. Accessing both of these will require completing the majority of Hernand faction quests, so I will give a summary of the order in which these questlines are obtained and the order in which they must be completed. It starts with the House Roberts questline, then switches between the questlines of House Circus and Alfonso. After that, the questline for the Velua Fisherman's Guild and first 4 quests of the Parish questline should become available. This is then followed by multiple new quests becoming available for House Celeste, concluding in the Legendary Wolf quest, and I actually have a separate guide video for completing that quest if it's giving you trouble in particular. Once that has been completed, the questline for Beggar's Alliance, then House Grace, and Kuranzo Troll Alliance will become available in that sequence of completion. Once you have the Frozen Elder Tree questline, you can stop doing others, but most reports seem to indicate that it shows up after completing the Kuranzo Troll Alliance questline. In any case, with the Frozen Elder Tree quest, we can head northwest of Castle Hernand to find the Elder Tree in the mountains south of Sage's Peak. There, we will need to face off with Gwen Kraber. Defeating her will get us the Icewing plate armor, which is embedded with the Shattering Frost Abyss gear. Also, be sure to go grab her spear before leaving the area. Now let's cover how to get the Stormfang Abyss gear, which requires completion of the final Hernandian Parish quest. By completing enough quests to get the Frozen Elder Tree quest, we should also have done enough to get a new NPC to appear near Lioncrest Manor. Speaking with them will start us on the Legendary Animals questline, completion of which is required to access the final quests in the Hernandian Parish questline. After completing the Legendary Animals questline and fast traveling, a new quest from the Hernandian Parish, Mysterious Arrow, will automatically be added to our journal. We can then go to the designated location that is south of Hernand Highlands to find said arrow and read the attached note. This will lead us southeast to a ruined chapel where Sizzlek the Insatiable must be defeated. Doing so, along with liberating the chapel, will get us multiple rewards, including the Gold Branch Plate Crown. The Stormfang Abyss gear is embedded into the crown. The last Abyss gear to cover is Flames of Judgement. So far as I know, the only way to get this Abyss gear is by completing the main storyline up through the end of Chapter 8. As we begin Chapter 9, we should find the Eclipsed Solas plate gloves in our inventory, and they are embedded with the Flames of Judgement Abyss gear. Now let's talk about how to use and get the most out of these 8 Abyss gears. First, using them successfully requires that we unlock the elemental skill associated with each element. Those are Lightning Surge, Frost Mantle, Flame Strike, and Storm Veil. Specific Abyss Island puzzles must be completed to unlock each of these skills, and I have guides for all of them. I'll leave links to those guides near the bottom of this video's description. Once we have the different elements unlocked, we then need to invest 1 or more skill points into the Imbue Element skill for Cliff. This allows us to imbue specific attacks with the element that we have active, such as Turning Slash or Charged Shot. We can then hold right on the D-pad and select the element we want to use. With the element active, we can begin winding up the appropriate attack, in this example Turning Slash, and then press left trigger or whatever input is indicated to imbue the skill with our active element. It's this imbued attack that is then augmented by the relevant Abyss gears obtained in this video. For the Fire, Ice, and Lightning Imbue Abyss gears, I like to embed the 2 of each element into their own pair of gloves, though boots would also work. This allows me to then have a dedicated pair of gloves for when I want to use each of those elements. It takes a bit of practice to get fast at, but we can then switch to whichever element we want to use and the corresponding pair of gloves, all from quick menus. This makes switching between our different elemental damage types a smoother and quicker process. The wind element is an exception. I personally don't use the Ancient Reckoning Abyss gear, and instead I just equip my helmet with the Pillar of Wind gear. That's because I use it almost constantly while traveling. Switching to the wind element, I can imbue a charged shot to create a Pillar of Wind that can then be glided up on for excellent mobility. If you have any questions on what was covered in this guide, you can reach out to me in the comments where I'll do my best to help. If you want to see more great content, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat, her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day. If you're here today, have a great Friday, and a great weekend. And as always, thanks for watching.